A 24-year-old student from Telangana studying at the University of Missouri in the United States was shot dead in a shooting inside a restaurant on Friday evening is what we understand. Now, the deceased has been identified as Sharath Koppu, a student hailing from Warangal district of Telangana, which is why we're going across to my colleague Uma Sudhir, who might perhaps have a lot more information on all that's taken place. Uma, what can you share with us?
Sharath Koppu, in fact, went to the US to pursue the typical American dream only in January this year, which means it's not been more than 6 months since he was, in fact, there as a student. And he was, in fact, earlier working as a software engineer, passing out of Vasavi College of Engineering. The family earlier today got this information that he was shot at when he was inside a restaurant in Kansas City. And then he was shifted to a hospital where he succumbed to injuries. Now the family is trying to, in fact, get the body back to India. His friends, his family, Raghu Chadavram, who has identified himself as his cousin, has in fact put up a fund. And in less than 2 hours, they have had some, money raised in order to try and get the body back to India. What is of great concern, other than the fact that it is a huge tragedy for the family here, is that this seems very similar in a sense to the Srinivas Kuchibotla, killing, which happened in Kansas City in January 2017, which was in fact described as a hate crime at that time. He was along with his friend in a restaurant when he was shot dead, and the person who had shot him dead has been tried, is now charged with first-degree murder. One does not know yet what kind of an attack it was, whether it had any kind of a, sign of a hate crime or any kind of a racist kind of a angle to it. That is not yet clear, but local press reports are suggesting that there were 5 shots that were heard in this particular incident from the market area, and subsequently this man between 20 and 30 years, as he was described initially, was shifted to a hospital and subsequently, died. His family and his friends, in fact, describe him as someone very, very cheerful, someone who was had big dreams for himself and for his family, and was always someone who made people laugh. And today, the family having to hear this very, very tragic news. The MEA, we are told, is in touch with the consul in the US to try and get the body back home.
Okay, 2 questions on just facts. As we understand, the state's, that's Telangana's NRI Minister K.Y. Ramarao has been asked to intervene by the family. What has he done so far? What is he managing to do, or is he left it at the hands of the MEA, like you said? And secondly, there have been no suspects who have been arrested so far. Does the police have any leads? Has the police communicated to the family at least?
This is K.T. Ramarao we're talking about, the son of Chief Minister, and he's also designated as the NRI Minister. Yes, he has been contacted by the family members, and he has in fact in turn contacted both MEA and also spoken to the Indian consuls at Chicago, who have confirmed the incident and have promised all possible help in trying to get the body of Sharath Koppu back home to India. The second aspect about the investigation, nothing clear yet. No suspects have been named, at least in the media reports. The family has not been given any information as yet about who the possible killers or the motive of this killing could be.
All right, Uma, thanks so much for that. Just a tragic incident that, and we'll follow that very closely to not just give the people who are close to this young man all the relief they can and all the information that they can, but also try to get to the end of finding out what really happened.